This episode of the Mad Rush podcast.
I think to become an influencer, you need to have a lot of confidence to post your life online, especially as a college influencer, because you're in a bubble here and everyone kind of knows each other, everyone kind of knows you. You're kind of giving everyone permission to have an opinion on your life and what you do. I have fans who love my content, and then I have people who come up to me and tell me that they hate my videos.
Welcome to the Mad Rush podcast. I'm Trisha Addicks, the original Sorority Rush consultant. While the stories I have to share are nothing short of astonishing, this podcast goes beyond the wild client tales and sorority life. I'll be engaging with fascinating guests from both within and outside the Greek world, uncovering the surprising connections that bind us all together. Join me for a journey that's as entertaining as it is enlightening. Welcome to Mad Rush. Y'all, I am so excited. My book, The Rush Bible, is available for pre-order from Simon & Schuster. It's coming out next May, but you can order it now, and it's going to be great for anyone who's considering going through Sorority Rush. This is the book for you. You can order it today. The link is in the show notes, and it's also on my Instagram at Rush with Confidence. And I can't wait to get this great information on how to crush Sorority Rush out to all of you. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I appreciate you. Okay, y'all, I'm super excited to have today's guest with us. She is Josie Stoffan, and she is coming to us from Michigan. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Trisha. I'm so excited for our conversation.
Me too. And I reached out to her on Instagram, y'all, because I'm so impressed with her. And I was like, you got to be on my podcast. And she's like, well, wait, I'm not in a sorority anymore. And I was like, no, that's great. I want all the perspectives. And Josie is a student at the University of Michigan. And what year are you? Are you a junior?
I'm a junior, yeah.
Junior, wow. And you're going to Madrid next semester, right?
I am. I'm studying abroad next semester.
That's
so excited.
So cool. But so y'all might wonder why on my Mad Rush podcast I have someone but she's a perfect fit. She is a rock star and has experienced Greek life and decided it wasn't for her. And so she is making it happen, and I'm super impressed with her. I think she's amazing, and I can't wait to hear all about it. So, Josie, will you tell us just briefly what happened or why you decided Greek life wasn't for you?
Yeah, well, I think I went into it knowing I was not going to like it. I did not want to rush a sorority, but I think I kind of forced myself to because I was struggling with not having a lot of friends. I had nowhere to live the next year. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I forced myself to do it, and I ended up hating it. Yeah, I think I just forced like the sorority like lifestyle on myself, and it just wasn't for me. The Greek life is pretty different here at Michigan.
I just wanted to know what made you decide Greek life wasn't for you, but you kind of answered it saying that you went into it thinking it wasn't for you, but you were looking for friends, and so you kind of forced it.
Yeah, I could kind of add on to that. I think I didn't realize how much like partying was a part of it. I think during Rush, they kind of downplayed that. Like they definitely didn't talk about that. But then I was expected to go out like 3 or 4 nights a week and do all these activities. And I was like, wait, I didn't know that I signed up for this.
Right.
I also think I wasn't used to being in a culture of like 200 girls. Like there's obviously drama. I don't know, just added like a huge like stressor to my life.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And that is something I love that you had the confidence to figure that out and get out of it. That's one of the things that I talk about with our clients. And actually one of my favorite client success stories is, and I'm a Rush consultant, so this is kind of weird, but was someone who went through the process and just decided, it wasn't for her. And gaining that confidence through the process I felt like that was such a win for us, it doesn't make sense because obviously if that were my goal for all the clients, I wouldn't have a business. But I loved that she was able to discover that about herself. And it seems like you did that and you had the courage and the confidence to just say, this isn't for me. And that's super impressive.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for people to leave. I think especially in sororities, you feel pressured to leave the group, especially when you start making friends and you don't want the whole sorority to hate you. You don't want Greek life to hate you. And so I feel like so many girls stay in it when they really don't want to be in it. They're really scared to leave and are scared of not having a social life after leaving their sorority. But it's totally okay. Like I'm still here. Like nothing bad happened. People still like me. I still have friends. Like it's not the end of the world.
The sky didn't cave in.
Yeah, there's so much pressure just not to leave. And I think people are like really scared to just take that like next step.
I'm assuming you still have friends from that experience that are in sororities. And do you feel that they were, I mean, obviously, if they're still your friends, they were, but do you feel like the people that were close to you were supportive of your decision?
100%. I think leaving my sorority made me figure out like who my real friends are. I think that was kind of the best part is I realized like how supportive my friends are and they're not just friends with me for convenience of being in the sorority, but like we actually have like a real relationship. I actually live in a house with 5 other girls. They're all still in the sorority. I'm the only one that left.
So in the sorority that you were in, that you pledged?
Yeah, we were all in the same sorority. We all met there, all lived together. So now we live together this year and, not in the sorority house. And so they're still my best friends. Nothing has changed. We've had very healthy conversations about why I left and what I don't like about the sorority. They still tell me the things that are happening. I still go to some of the sorority events even. And then there are some girls in the sorority who I realized like weren't my real friends, who talked a lot of crap when I left, who blocked me on Instagram, and just like stupid stuff, like kind of realized, wow, I guess we weren't really friends after all. And so yeah, I think I really found like my real friends in the process.
That's super cool. So how would you like building a social life outside of Greek life? You clearly have one. You live with 5 girls. And how did you go about doing that? So I'm assuming you have friends both in and outside of Greek life. How did you do that? I think it would be really good for, our listeners. We have, a lot of people who either went through Rush and weren't successful, or, they are rushing they have spring rush, which means they don't rush till January. So it's really helping them navigate, like building a social life outside of Greek life. I would love to hear your perspective on that.
That's honestly one of the most important things. I wish we did have Winter Rush. I'm very glad we had Winter Rush because we were all able to make friends outside of Greek life first, as opposed to having Rush in the fall. I think that helps with just like your circle not just being Greek life, and you have other perspectives on campus. I would say, obviously the big thing is clubs and organizations on campus.
So I saw that you're in the Run Club. Were you in the Run Club before, or is that new?
That's like a new thing. That was actually like my first run with them.
And it's like, y'all, she started running. I saw this on Instagram. She's like, what? She's stalking me. But I'm not. But I saw this on Instagram and I was like, dang, running in Michigan. Like it's cold there, right?
It's so cold. It's awful.
I was like, so I'm just going to go on a limb and say, if you're in Michigan, maybe Run Club is not your smartest idea, but I don't know. I told you I would not dish you in any way, but that's, yeah, I gotta say.
It was pretty cold. Yeah, my friends and I were all like, you know what, we've been sitting in class all day. We should really go on a run. And so my friends and I went to the run club and we didn't finish the run. It was really cold, but we ran most of it. So
yeah, I'm just saying, if you're listening and you're trying to find something outside of Greek life or just to do, I'm just going to go on record as saying Run Club, not a good idea because of it's so cold. I was walking with this guy who's a friend of mine, and he used to play in the NFL in Cleveland, which is super cold. And it was starting to mist, like raining. It wasn't cold, but we were walking and he's like, yeah, I'm out. And I was like, oh, you're so soft. And he was like, hello? I played in the NFL in Cleveland. He's like, I'm not soft. He's like, but I've lived that. I was like, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of the NFL player who played in the snow and sleet and rain and for not wanting to walk in the warm mist. But anyway, if you're listening, Mohammed, that is also on me. So you were talking about or saying something about navigating imposter syndrome and academic pressure. What do you mean by that? That's something I think that you're experiencing or experienced, and I would love to hear about that.
I mean, I'm still experiencing it. I'm a junior. There's just so much pressure at a college like Michigan, not only from like your own parents and like yourself, but the people, like the students here are so smart, so successful. And I just always have this thought like, I don't belong here. I'm not like them. I shouldn't have gotten in here. It's just this constant battle with myself. And I've been working on it a lot. It's like gotten a lot better. But like it's hard going to a competitive school where everyone is like top in their class and you're just sitting here like, damn, I feel so stupid right now. I don't have straight A's. I think part of the thing is coming from like a lot of the students here, obviously we're top in their high school. They're used to getting A's, 4.0s, and they come here and everyone gets 4.0s and all of a sudden you're getting B's now. Like you're struggling in your classes. I think that's one of the hardest things. And there are still students who get straight A's here and you're constantly comparing yourself to them. Wow, what happened? Like, why is everyone doing so much better than I am? But in reality, it's kind of just like a front. Like everyone talks about their successes on LinkedIn. That's the worst social media app ever.
I don't understand it. So that's good, I guess, that I don't understand it. I have a LinkedIn, but I don't even know how to post on it.
Just everyone just posting their successes and their internships, but not like how they got there. And, you know, they say that they got a top internship at this top firm, but they didn't say how much they struggled with the recruiting process and how hard it was and time consuming. And yeah, so imposter syndrome is very evil. And I don't think it'll ever go away.
I see that that's something that is so hard throughout your life. It's hard to, I mean, for me even, you know, I have a successful business, but it's, you know, how do you measure that success? And if you're comparing yourself to other people, which of course everybody does, or I do for sure, then you're like, wait, like I'm not really successful. You know, it's a hard thing to do no matter your age. And I think it's great that you're recognizing it now and, you know, working on that because I think it's this pressure. And I think social media is a huge part of that for, you know, LinkedIn and also socially, you know, you see on Instagram, all these people are posting themselves with 500 friends or whatever. And you know, it's all just a snapshot, but they're not saying the people they took a picture with are then going out without them or whatever it is. I mean, I'm not saying that's the case, but it's just the comparison game is tough and social media makes it really tough.
100%. I totally agree. It almost just like sugarcoats everything. And I find that's what I struggled with freshman year is everyone's posting that they're like living up their college experience.
Right.
They're posting all these pictures with big friend groups before the games and stuff. And I was kind of sitting there like, well, I don't have one of those giant friend groups. Like, am I not like having the college experience? Like, do I really belong here? And then I realized that it's just Instagram.
Right.
Not everything is real on there. So that's why I started posting more like that's why I kind of started my pages, like to post the more real stuff. And although I still post like sugar-coated college stuff, I try to talk about the struggles and like the real part of it because I feel like that's missing.
You do which is one of the reasons I wanted her on here because she does a great job of showing what it's really like, but also, you know, it's not like a depressing page where you're always, you know, saying the real stuff, but you know, there's a good combination there. And I feel like that is why you resonate with so many people. And that is what makes you unique and cool and all the great things that you are. And I think that being real is so important. But I mean, and you said you're posting the sugar-coated stuff too, but it's actually, that's just a part of being real too, because you are having fun and you are out with your friends. So you're not posting stuff that's not true, but you're posting the whole picture, which is really cool and important. And what you were saying reminds me of this girl graduated from high school in 2015. So it was just Facebook and there was no Instagram. And she went to Boston and her best friends went to Alabama. And in Boston didn't have Greek life. And again, I'm not trying to say anything about Greek life, good or bad right now, but she was seeing on Facebook her friends, they'd all joined a sorority and they were like posting before they would go to the Bama games and all this stuff. And she was sitting in her dorm room in Boston, miserable, and it was so hard for this girl. I mean, she ended up loving college and thrived or whatever, but that was a super hard time for her. So I love that you recognize that and show, the whole picture, that's really a kindness to everyone so that the people don't feel quite as alone. So
thank you. Aw.
Of course. I'm your biggest fan. Speaking of posting, you are an influencer, and I'm fascinated by the influence culture. And I don't really know that much about it. There is someone, she's at Alabama, who a lot of times if I'm on a show or in an article, they also talk about her because she's got like millions of followers and she's making millions of dollars and all the things. She's the only like influencer that I know of. I don't know her, but I'm just curious, what does being a college influencer look like, and what is that, and how do you do it, and how do you become an influencer?
It's so rewarding, but it's a lot of work. Yeah, I feel like I'm working 2 full-time jobs.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me, like, what do you mean by that? So what do you do to be an influencer? And I'm not questioning you. I honestly have no idea what it means to be an influencer.
I guess what it means is influencing people. Influencing people to like trust my word and take my advice, and showing people the products I'm using, influencing them to come to Michigan, sharing my life and what it's like to be a college student. Or I try to give off this like big sister energy.
You do?
I feel like that resonates with a lot of people, is like giving that advice, or like make a lot of like videos preparing high school students to go to college. I think to become an influencer, you have to have, it takes like a different type of person. You need to have a lot of confidence to post your life online, especially as a college influencer, because you're in a bubble here and everyone kind of knows each other, everyone kind of knows you. You're kind of giving everyone permission to have an opinion on your life and what you do.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I have fans who love my content, and then I have people who come up to me and tell me that they hate my videos.
Really? They say that to you in person?
Yeah.
Like to your face?
A few times.
Wow.
It's definitely different being a college influencer because you're just in this bubble. But if you're a regular influencer, everyone's kind of spread out.
Yeah.
You walk the streets, people don't really know you. But here at college, like, people follow me, people know who I am and see me around campus. It's kind of weird. It's definitely a lot of work. I spend more time on my content creation than I do on school.
Really?
I do, and I...
Like, you mean your videos and, like, finding products?
Like editing and filming, and it takes a lot of my time. But I'm also a marketing major, so this stuff is like helping with my resume and my career. It's like the job that never stops. It's not like I can clock out at like 5 o'clock. I get home from school and I'm filming and editing for like 5 hours.
Really?
It takes a lot of my time.
How often do you post?
Like, I'm filming videos, like, I post every day. So, yeah, I have to, like, come up with a video, film it, and edit it. Also, I've been having a lot of, like, brand videos, sponsorships lately. So I have to film those, and I film a lot of things in advance. And so video things are constantly running in my head. And it's not like I can just, like, stop and forget about it for a few days. Like, I have to keep going with it. But I absolutely love it, though. I've had so many people on my campus come up to me and tell me that my videos got them through feeling lonely in college, and my advice really helped them, made them less nervous about coming here. They like how I actually share my struggles and, like, I'm real with people. So that's, like, the best part, is, like, hearing that, like, I've helped people in a way.
Yeah, that's super cool. And you said, not convinced, but do you talk about Michigan? I mean, so I also had on this podcast a college counselor. This was like in the beginning of this podcast. And she said Michigan is a thing. Like, people want to go to Michigan. And you're from Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she was in Connecticut. And she was like, Michigan's like the top place that my clients want to go. And I was like, really? Michigan? Like, I mean, I'm not dissing Michigan. Yeah,
Michigan.
At the time, I was like, wait, why? And she said, a lot of what you said, the academics are really strong and school spirit and that kind of stuff. But I think it's neat that you are in that bubble and you're pro Michigan, but you're also helping people in your bubble, which I think is really impressive and cool and what influencing should be. Again, not that I know much about it, if anything, but how do you find the balance that seems like a lot. If you have classes, then you have homework or, schoolwork. Is it called homework in college? I don't even know. But how do you find the balance? Because that seems like a lot. But it also sounds like you're a creative person and that's what you want to be doing and that's why you're good at it.
You just don't find the balance. No, I'm just kidding. It's constantly a battle. I'm always working on balance. I have to be very strong. I'm like, okay, Josie, you cannot film right now. You have a test tomorrow. Let's lock in. I put a lot of pressure on myself too to be balanced. So I have to give myself grace. It's okay if I miss a day and don't get a video up. And I have to remember I am here getting an education. I'm not here to make TikToks. So I have to kind of separate that as well, that I need to focus on school sometimes. And that this needs to be my first priority. Yeah, I don't know. Balance is something I'm always struggling with. I'm still struggling with. I guess just staying organized and prioritizing things that have to come first, and videos have to come second after school. I mean, it's a question I ask myself, how do I balance this? I don't know, it's difficult and definitely a learning curve coming to Michigan, being thrown all this work. And then I also have deadlines for videos and stuff too, brand deals.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
But just giving myself grace. Yeah, it's oh, Josie, Monday, you got a video due. And I'm I got to edit it, I got to film it.
Oh, wow. This brand sent me something and they're like, so will you post about it? And I was like, yeah. But then I completely never found the time to do it. It was fine. I think they sent it to every person on Instagram or on the internet. So it was not, they weren't mad about it, but I can imagine that would be some pressure too. I didn't realize that you would have deadline.
Yeah, for brand videos where they promoting, I don't know, a drink and they want to run a paid ad on it, but it's it feels like a school project sometimes. It's I'm working with a team and there's a deadline and I have to come up with these ideas.
Wait, who's the team?
The brand that I'm working with. I also have a manager that helps me deal with all that. We're a tag team.
Nice. And so I'm not on TikTok, so I found you on Instagram, but is TikTok your primary platform?
I have more followers on TikTok, but I would say Instagram's my primary platform now. I think people are moving to Instagram.
Because they've been on TikTok? That's good. That's good for old people like me who don't know how to do TikTok. I was in this documentary and this took what I was saying and made a meme out of it. It went viral on TikTok and I didn't even know it. And then one of the people that works with me was like, this has 2 million views, right? And I was like,
you're famous.
I was like, what? I was like, I don't even have a TikTok app. So I don't know. This was a long time ago. Who knew that it was making fun of me. So I was like, okay, I guess that's okay.
Oh, that's so funny.
What do you wish you had known as a freshman? A lot of people who are listening are moms of girls going to college. Oh, and I wanted to say, again, this was really interesting to me. And correct me if I'm wrong, and it's okay if I misinterpret it. But didn't you make a video recently about telling people they should go through Rush? So what was your thought process there?
That's interesting. A lot of people ask me about that. Josie, why did you make this video if you dropped and you hate your sorority? Because it's such a tough question, but it's not at the same time.
Well, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
Oh, no, I would love to talk about it. Although I did not have a good experience in my sorority, I'm really glad I did rush because I met my best friends. And that was the best thing to come out of it. Because I rushed because I was struggling to make friends. I think I would still be struggling if I didn't join a sorority, or I wouldn't have met my best friends who I'm living with now. I think I did like my sorority at first. I think it was good end of freshman year, some of sophomore year. But I think as I got older, I just kind of outgrew it, and I realized a lot of the petty drama just wasn't for me. I was focused on getting internships and building my resume. I've been suggesting that people rush and people try it so they don't miss the opportunity, but also this is taboo to say, but you can leave your sorority senior year. Most kids at Michigan do that.
And that's pretty typical. The importance of it, and a lot of people do outgrow it, some not as quickly as you did, but It does, that's a pretty typical, not reaction, but I do see that the importance of it wanes as the years go by, at least in college. I do think it helps with connections later, but that's when people come to me looking for continuous open bid, which is a bid that you get if there's a space in a chapter, that gives them hope. I'm like, a lot of times people drop out and that gets a space, because that is the time that a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, for whatever reason, you outgrew the drama quicker than a lot of people, but the importance of it does, for a lot of people, get much less as you get older. But I think that's great advice. Putting yourself out there for Rush doesn't mean that you're committing to anything, really. It's just you're committing to putting yourself out there, which you should do regardless of what your ultimate goal is.
Yeah, and people think when they start rushing that they have to join. But I'm like, no, you don't. Like, they actually encourage that, like, if you figure out it's not for you, like, you don't have to continue rushing. But also, like, if you miss it, then kind of have to wait till the next year, and you're gonna, you might feel left out when you watch all of your friends get into sororities. And I mean, the worst thing is regretting, I guess, not doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's really point that we need to drive home. You're not marrying your sorority. You can be. There are people who are super into it, and that is their jam. But even if it's not your jam, it's a great way to put yourself out there and to meet people, as you're standing on the sidewalk, freezing your ass off in Michigan or whatever. It's a great way to meet people. And that's something I tell our clients too. Look around you at the people that are standing with you and get to know them, because that's a great way to do it. And it's kind of not narrows, but it makes a huge campus smaller. Just the process of Rush. So yeah, I think that's great advice, regardless of what the ultimate.
I recognize that people have different experiences. Obviously, like, my friends love the sorority I was in, and I didn't like it. So, but how are you going to know if you're going to love it or hate it if you don't try it?
That's a great point. Okay, so that leads me to, I jumped around. I asked you this question, and then I completely went off on a tangent about your post, but I would love for you to tell listeners what you wish you had known as a freshman, now that you're old and wise. And I say that because she's like 40 years younger than me. If we're talking old, it's not you, my friend.
When I was a freshman, I wish I knew that, like, I didn't have to have everything figured out. I wanted to figure out exactly what I was going to do and where I was going to live when I was older, and I wanted to, like, plan out, like, my whole life when I came to college. I realized, like this is the time where you, like, figure out stuff, and you're not going to figure it out right away. You're not going to come into college knowing everything you want to do. So many people switch majors like 5 times and go down different paths.
That's exhausting.
Luckily, I've never switched majors, but
5 times, dang.
And, like, all my roommates were switching majors a lot at first. So you don't have to have everything figured out. Also, you don't have to go down the traditional path. I feel like in my school, especially, like in the business school, there's, like, a specific path you go down. Like, you go to these certain, you're going to work at these certain companies, you join these specific business frats, and this is, like, exactly what you do. So I've learned that, like, there are different paths to, like, where you want to be. So, like, you don't have to take the traditional path. Go down a little windy path.
I love that. It's so true. I mean, college is a time for discovery and figuring. I mean, I bet correct me if I'm wrong, but when you went to college, you didn't know that you would be an influencer, but that's going to affect, did you know?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's so cool. And that's going to help you, like, launch your career. That's going to, if you're a marketing major, but you probably didn't figure that out. And it kind of probably happened a little bit organically. So just letting that happen and making it happen was probably not your original plan, but it seems like a plan that was perfectly made for you.
Yeah, it's kind of like, that's what I mean by, like, non-traditional path. Is, like, no one really becomes an influencer to put it on their resume and, like, talk about it in their interviews. Most people kind of do something different, but I've been enjoying, like, I guess, creating, like, unique experiences for myself and going down a different path to get, like, where I want to be. So yeah, if you're a freshman, like, listening to this, or you're a parent, like, you do not have to like follow that, like, playbook, I guess, the exact traditional path.
Do you have an internship? I think you said you did.
Yes, I do.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited. Yeah, I got the offer like a couple weeks ago.
Was that a process? You said that, when people post on LinkedIn, that seems like that's also a lot of work. So you're doing your videos, you're doing schoolwork, and then you're applying for internships. That's sort of
It was recruiting. Yeah, it was a lot of networking calls and applying to like 100 internships. And then you have like all these interviews. Then you have second round interviews and you're researching companies. But thank God it's all over for me. I have an internship. I have a job. So I'm very, very thankful, very excited. I haven't announced it yet on social media, but planning to make a video about like...
Well, you're about to announce it being on here.
I know. I'm going to make a video of like how I got my internship and stuff soon with advice, and also like talk about the struggles of it as well, not just the success.
This was super easy, and I walked into it and it just fell in my lap.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
I wish.
Awesome.
And thanks for being so like open-minded about different experiences in sororities. Because obviously you're like what you do is so for sororities, but thanks for hearing my perspective.
Yeah, but it's really ironic. I say this a lot. Like, I'm not sitting here with a bow in my hair thinking everybody should be in a sorority. The reason I do what I do is I went through Rush as a freshman and didn't get into a sorority, and I was like alone and isolated and rejected. That feeling was horrible. And I'm 50, almost 58, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. And, I went back through Rush and pledged my first choice, but I wasn't really a good sorority girl. Like, I'm much more, I don't love groups, like big groups, and I'm much more one-on-one. But the reason I do what I do is to help people have the confidence to figure out what it works. So it's exactly what you're saying. The reason I do what I do is to give people that confidence to find their path. And if they want to do it in Greek life, they need to have the tools to do it. So
yeah, that's great. Yeah, sometimes I find it hard having conversations with people who are so, I guess, defensive about their sorority and Greek life. They think it's all like there's nothing bad about it. But I appreciate you like listening to my perspective. I mean, like understanding that it's not all perfect.
That's true too. So I have a book that's coming out in May, and that is what resonated with these publishers, none of whom were like sorority girls. They're like, wait, you're like keeping it real. And I'm like, absolutely, because you can't sugarcoat it, and you also can't go into it with eyes closed. You need the eyes wide open, and that's what you do. And I think that's amazing. So,
oh, well, thank you.
Super grateful for but it was funny because I was like, when I messaged you, you're like, wait, what will we talk about? Like, and that's what I was trying to tell you when I was trying to explain all that, but I mean, not really, I didn't get into it, but like, that's what I'm all about. It's not, I mean, obviously I'm pro Greek life, but like anything, it's got its good and its bad, but really what I'm mostly pro is young women figuring out what works for them, whether that's Greek life or not. And so that's why I would never be defensive about that, because my eyes are wide open too. I'm so grateful for you being on this podcast. You're so real. And I think that something that I preach every single day is confidence, and having the confidence to do what you did. I mean, you said it, that to be an influencer, you need confidence, but finding confidence is what we try to do with our clients. And what I think is so important for young people to recognize, that having the confidence to take your own path, which is what you've done, is really admirable. And it's something that is going to serve you so well. You're going to have the greatest future, and your work ethic is amazing. And I think if anybody takes away anything from this, it's just believe in yourself. And that is what you've clearly done. So thank you for sharing your story with us.
Oh, well, thank you.
So how can people find you and be influenced by you?
I have the same username on all my platforms. It's Josie Stoffan, JosieStoffan. Same on every platform. You should get TikTok.
I'm going to get TikTok and find that viral video of me.
I also have a YouTube channel. It's just my first and last name.
Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here today, and I think you're amazing, and I can't wait to continue stalking / following you and see where you can go. And if you ever need anything, I am in your corner.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. And I'm glad we had such a good and real conversation.
I was right to be excited about this episode. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So as we head into the holidays, I'm taking a break from Time Out with Trisha podcast segments. In the meantime, please follow me on Instagram at Rush with Confidence, where I'll continue sharing tips and information to keep you inspired. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Mad Rush podcast. If you are enjoying this podcast, please consider leaving us a 5-star review. For additional Rush tips, updates, and more, please follow me on Instagram at Rush with Confidence. If you would like to reach out to us or for more information, please email info@madrushpod.com. This podcast is produced by Collier Landry and Don't Touch My Radio. Copyright Trisha Addicks.